بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، حبيبي وحبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. صل على محمد وآل محمد. قال أمير المؤمنين علي عليه أفضل الصلاة وأزكى السلام في حث أصحابه على القتال، فقال: فقدموا الدارع وأخروا الحاسر وعضوا على الأدراس، فإنه أنبى للسيوف عن الهام، والتووا في أطراف الرماح، فإنه أمور للأسنة أمور للأسنة، وغضوا الأبصار فإنه أربة للجأش، وأسكن للقلوب، وأميت الأصوات فإنه أطرد للفشل. ورايتكم فلا تميلوها ولا تخلوها ولا تجعلوها إلا بأيدي شجعانكم والمانعين الدمار منكم. وصدق أمير المؤمنين علي عليه السلام. اللهم صل على محمد. Today we start a new khutbah of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali alayhi salam. Ma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, which is kind of continuation of the previous khutbah, in which Imam Ali is encouraging his companions about jihad and defending Islam. But this khutbah and the previous one are a little different. The previous one is talking about generally being encouraged to stand for Islam and stand for justice. But this khutbah, Imam Ali is talking about how to fight your enemy, how to be prepared and well organized while you are in the battlefield. That is the difference between the previous khutbah and this khutbah. But there is a short introduction that I would like to give before we get to the khutbah. And that is the difference between Islam and the other religions. As when you look at the Christianity, for example, or Judaism, for example. In Christianity, people are religious once a week, which is on Sunday. When we go to church, that is when we have a relationship with God. But the moment we leave churches, our life is completely different than the religion. We are different people. We can do what we want to do, and religion has nothing to do with our day-to-day life. When you come to the Judaism, they have few more days extra. They said, no, religion has an impact on our life. But that impact will be from Friday evening and Saturday. But other than that, we are free with our life. We can do whatever we want to do after that. But when you come to Islam, Islam says, no. You are Muslim 24 hours, 7 days a week. And not only that you are Muslim 24 and 7 days a week, you are Muslim in every single movement that you do. And that's why when you come to Islam, you see Islam interferes in every single thing that you do. Example, how do I dress? Islam comes in to tell you how you dress. Certain dresses say, no, you cannot dress like this. Certain dresses say, no, this is how you should dress. That is Islam. You come to Islam, even the way you talk, Islam comes to tell you how to talk. When you go to the even bathroom, to use the bathroom, Islam teaches you even which legs goes first, which legs comes last. You come to enter the masjid, Islam tells you how to enter the masjid. What is adab of masjid? You sit in your car, you want to drive to go somewhere. Islam says, I'm going to tell you how you start your driving. What dua you have to read. How do you have to concentrate? How you are not allowed to overspeed. All of this comes in Islam. Islam comes to tell you, I want to go to bed, I'm going to sleep. Islam tells you which direction you should sleep, and how you should sleep, and how you start your sleeping. All of this Islam comes to tell us. So there is nothing in your life as a Muslim that Islam doesn't have saying in it. That is what makes Islam different than other religions. Now with this we come to the khutbah. Imam Ali tells us, when we go to the battlefield to fight our enemies, you know, there is a saying that they say that when a person has a goal in life and you want to achieve that goal, they said the means that you pass to go to get that goal doesn't matter. That is what they say. Alright? That says a goal, as long as you have a goal, it justifies the means that you can go and get it. If I have a goal and I have to kill people to go get it, that's fine. I want to make money in America, the capitalism. I want to make money. Right? Now I have to take from these people, poor people. Doesn't matter. As long as you get to achieve your goal, that's all matters. Right? Now that is capitalism. Now in Islam, they says the aim does not justify the means. I want to do halal. Yes, good job. But the means of doing halal have to be halal too. I want to go and help poor people. Can I go and rob a bank and help the poor people because I have a good aim? Islam says, no, you cannot. I want to help a widow. Can I go take from someone by force and help a widow because she needs it? Islam says, no, you cannot. Because the means is also important as the aim as well. If the aim is holy, the means have to be holy as well. In the same line, we come to this khutbah. When I go to fight my enemy, who comes to fight me, who is out there to fight me, that I have to defend myself. Islam said that is a good goal, to have to defend yourself. But the means of defending yourself have to be halal too. You have to do it the right way. Meanwhile, I cannot go and say because this is my enemy, so I can use any techniques in order to make sure that I win the battle. No, Islam says you cannot do that. And that is where Imam Ali comes to teach us when we go to the battlefield, what are the things we can do, what are the things we cannot do, what are the things that are techniques that within the frame of Islam, that Islam says is okay. Right? We have those also from the Prophet, right? When the Prophet was sending companions to the war, as they were leaving, he says, I am not letting you to leave unless I give you the advices of things to do and things you cannot do. Alright? So he said to them, as you go there to the battlefield, he said, number one, La taqtulu shaykhan. Do not kill an elderly person. Because elderly person, they're weak. They're not dead. So when you go there and you see an elderly person, you are not allowed to kill them. That is one. Number two, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا النِّسَاء. Don't kill women. That's two. Number three, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا الْأَوْلَادِ. Don't kill children in the battlefield. You're not allowed to do that. Alright? That's number three. Number four, وَلَا تَقْتَعُوا شَجَرًا. Don't cut the trees just because they're trees of the enemies. No. Number five, Do not kill their animals to put some kind of financial weakness on them. So no, you're not allowed to do that. Right? Number 5, it says to them, when you fight the enemy, it says anybody who turns and run away, do not chase them. It says someone who surrender to you, it says do not punish them. Alright? These are all teaching of Islam against the enemies in Islam. Right? Then he says also in the battlefield, he said when you kill someone in the battle, you are not allowed to abuse the corpse. That is Islamic teachings. In the battlefield, in the war. Right? So all of these were teaching of the Prophet to the Muslims, that how they should deal with the non-Muslims in the battlefield. On top of that, the Prophet told the Muslims, okay, you are not allowed to cut water away from the enemies. If there is a water they need to drink, they say you are not allowed to cut the water and use that as a means to defeat them. No, you are not allowed to do that. Right? The Prophet gave us so many details about what you do in the battlefield, what the enemy. Now Imam Ali comes and tells us in this khutbah the techniques when I go to the battlefield, how do I need to strengthen myself as a Muslim against my enemies. That is the teaching of this khutbah. The first thing Imam Ali says, when you go to the battlefield, first you should divide your people into 2. Number 1, is those who are well armed, put them in the front. Those who are not very armed, they don't have ammunition to defend and fight, Imam Ali said, put them behind. You know, this is one of the greatest techniques in the war. Because when you have people standing in line, like back in those days, the way they fight, right? And the ones in the front, they all have arms and they're standing in the front. The enemies could not tell those who are behind them whether they are armed or not. Because the one that they can see is the front line. So what it does, it gives you the advantage that the enemies thinks everybody is also armed. So what it does, it puts fear in their heart that these people are all armed while they're not. But if you put those who are not armed in the front and the enemies, they don't even have anything. So what happens? You boosted them against yourself. So what Imam Ali is teaching them here is have that technique that when you go, you put those who have arms, ammunition, so that the enemies, when they see, they become scared. And Quran also confirms with that, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَعِدُّوا لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ وَمِن رِبَاطِ الْخَيْلِ تُرْهِبُونَ بِهِ عَدُوَّ اللَّهِ وَعَدُوَّكُمْ. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَعِدُّوا لَهُمْ. He said, prepare for yourself. مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ. Of everything that you can in terms of the strength. وَمِن رِبَاطِ الْخَيْلِ. And take any ammunition that you can in order to do what? To scare your enemies. تُرْهِبُونَ بِهِ عَدُوَّ اللَّهِ. To scare the enemies of Allah, وَعَدُوَّكُمْ, and your enemy as well. So Islam tells us that you should be well prepared too. So you can give your enemy some kind of power, that enemy can be feeling scared from the power that you have. So Imam Ali, the first khutbah, he says, the first line, he says, فَقَدِّمُوا دَارِعْ. الدارع in Arabic are the person who is carrying an armor to protect themselves. Right? So Imam Ali said in this khutbah, قَدِّمُوا. At-taqdeem means put those who are armed to be in the first line, in the front line. Right? And he says, نَارُ أُولِي أَدَاء وَأَخِّرُ الْحَاسِرِ. Al-Hasir is the person who doesn't have anything. Unarmed. He's not armed. He doesn't have anything that he's carrying. He's just there. Right? Imam Ali said, وَأَخِّرُوا. Put them back. Let them stand behind you. Imam Ali says, put the armored man forward and keep the unarmored on behind. Then he says, وَعَضُّوا عَلَى الْأَدْرَاسِ. Imam Ali says, okay. See, these are the techniques of the war. Really, this is the imam of their fighters, telling you some of the tricks when you fight the enemies, right? Now that's the first thing. Put those who have arms in front and those who doesn't have at the back. Now, Now then he goes to advise individually. What do you do? He said, as you stand there, he said, grit your teeth. What does he do? Imam Ali tells you also. When I'm in the battlefield, what it does to do when I grit my teeth? Imam Ali says also, the second technique also, grab your teeth very strong. Right? Why? And then he says also, لِأَنَّهُ, right? فَإِنَّهُ أَنْبَى لِلسُّيُوفِ عَنِ الْهَامِ. He says, because when you grit your teeth, because this will make the sword skip off its offline. When you grit your teeth, Imam Ali says, it gives you some kind of strength and the ability to have control on your arms. Imam Ali alayhi salam is telling, these are techniques we might not know this. But Imam Ali is teaching you that this is how it works. And this is a man who was successful in the battlefield. This is a man who has done it and was successful in each and every battle. And he's telling you some of the secret that you may use for yourself in self-defense. That's what he says. Imam Ali alayhi salam, he said, the second thing you should do, he says, grit your teeth because this will make the sword skip off the skull. And then he says also, وَالْتَوُّ أَنْ أَتْزَافِ الرِّمَاحِ. And Imam Ali alayhi salam says, also when you are carrying your arm, he says, always stand a little bit sideways. Don't stand straight when you are about to shoot or when you are about to throw your arrows. He said, what you should do, he said, you should stand a little bit sideways. Why? He said, because what those arrows does, when somebody or an enemy shot it, what it does, normally it doesn't come straight. Right? So what it does is, if you are not standing, if you're standing straight and it comes direct from where it comes, it might hit you. But if you're standing a little bit sideways, it might not hit you from the enemies. Another trick from Imam Ali alayhi salam. And these are the things that Imam Ali is teaching us. And that is what you know, that our imams, they are not only imams for fiqh, qala Allah, qala Rasul, which is pray, salat, fasting. No, even in the battle, they have also the knowledge to share with us, so how we can be victorious and defeat our enemies as well. That is one of the lessons from Imam Ali alayhi salam. He said, not only that as well, Imam Ali alayhi salam, he says, as also you are about to shoot, he says also, he says, فَإِنَّهُ أَمْوَرُ لِلْأَسِنَّةِ وَغُضُّ الْأَبْصَارِ. Imam Ali alayhi salam, he says also, and dodge on the sides of the spears, for it changes the direction of their blades. It says, check also as you are about to shoot or to fight your enemies. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, and dodge on the side of the spears. Why? It says, for it changes the direction of their blades. It happens. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, when you are also about to also fight, the spears that you carry, he said, always try to dodge them in the battlefield. Imam Ali alayhi salam is teaching. And not only that, then he continued to tell us, he said also, as you are in that battlefield, he said, there is something you need to do also, as a technique of the war. He said, from time to time, make sure that you close your eyes. From time to time. You know, you can't close your eyes the whole time while in a battlefield. And you shouldn't keep your eyes open all the time. But he tells you when to open your eyes and when to close your eyes. And he says also, when to close your eyes. Imam Ali alayhi salam, he said, وَغُضُّ الْأَبْصَارِ. He said, close the eyes when? He said, when you are about to shoot, after you set everything's right. Why? He said, because closing your eyes gives you a strength extra as you are about to shoot the enemy. Imam Ali alayhi salam, another technique is teaching us. It says, وَغُضُّ الْأَبْصَارِ, and close your eyes. فَإِنَّهُ أَرْبَطَ لِلْجَعْشِ. Imam Ali alayhi salam, because it strengthens the spirit. Your spirit becomes very strong when you close your eyes. especially in the battlefield, as you are about to shoot. But here they say one of the techniques is this. You know, human being is created to have some kind of emotions. But in the battlefield, sometimes those emotions have to be put away, aside, right? Now, one of the ways that you can put the emotions aside when you close your eyes as you shoot the enemy. Because sometimes you have to do what you have to do. You are not there to give your enemy a cake. You are not there to give your enemy ice cream. You are there to fight, right? And that fight, your enemy might kill you. You might kill your enemy. So in doing so, Imam Ali says, help and strengthen yourself by closing your eyes as you shoot your enemy. So that way, you are not attacked by your emotions, so that you become weaker in front of your enemy. That is one of the techniques Imam Ali alayhi salam is teaching us in this khutbah. And then he continued to tell us also, not only that, he said, وَأَسْكَنُ لِلْقُلُوبِ. Allahu Akbar. Why is closing eyes is that important? Imam Ali said for two reasons. One reason is it strengthens you. And two, it gives your heart comfort too. وَأَسْكَنُ لِلْقُلُوبِ. It makes your heart to have peace of mind when you close your eyes. Allahu Akbar. Imam Ali says, he says, فَإِنَّهُ أَسْكَنُ لِلْقُلُوبِ. He says, also close your eyes because it strengthens the spirit and gives peace to the heart. And then he says, وَأَمِيتُ الْأَسْوَادِ. And while you're in the battlefield, he says, do not always keep talking. Which means, be silent during the battlefield. Some narration, Imam Ali says, you know, and some of the narration from the Prophet also, he says, when you are in the battlefield, you shouldn't be talking too much except with the dhikr of Allah. Which Imam Ali alayhi salam also said. And the companions also confirmed that Imam Ali, that's what he does in the battlefield. When you hear him talks, it's nothing but dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here Imam Ali alayhi salam, وَأَمِيتُ الْأَسْوَادِ. You know, when you go to the battlefield and you want to talk about ice cream, you want to talk about other things, it doesn't help the situation. That's not the place for all of that. To Imam Ali alayhi salam, he said, وَأَمِيتُ الْأَسْوَادِ. Be silent as you are in the battlefield. Why? Because the more you talk, the more you give your enemies a chance to know what you're doing and what you're up to. So Imam Ali said, وَأَمِيتُ الْأَسْوَادِ. Which means, he said, be silent, keep your voices silent, or kill the voices. And Imam Ali alayhi salam, why? And he said, because this will keep off spiritlessness. See, Imam Ali alayhi salam, every step he tells you what to do, he again tells you what is the reason behind it. What is the wisdom behind it? One of the wisdom he says, when you are quiet during the battlefield, he said what he does is what? It says talking, because talking, what he does, it keeps off, you know, being silent kill the voices because it will keep off the spiritlessness. When a person is quiet in the battlefield, what it does, that spiritlessness get killed from that. Meaning what? It strengthens you. It gives you the power, the ability. And not only that, it gives you the focus of what you're there for. But if you're talking, you lose the focus. Imam Ali alayhi salam said. And then he continued to say, not only that, he says, وَرَايَتُكُمْ فَلَا تَمِيلُوهَا وَلَا تُخِلُّوهَا. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, also do not let your banner bend down. The banner, the flag that you carry in the battlefield, he said, do not let it bend down. You know why? Because in the battle, when your flag bends down, it's a sign of weakness. When the flag falls on the floor, that is the sign of defeatness. So Imam Ali said, don't give your enemy that impression. So always let your flag to be what? To be up. So when it's up and straight, it gives the opponent, your enemy, that you're still strong and you're not weak in that battlefield. That is what Imam Ali says. He says, always do not let your flag bend in any way, because it's a sign of weakness. Not only that, Imam Ali says, he says, do not let your banner bend down. nor leave it alone. Don't leave the banner alone either. Why? Because if you leave the banner alone, the enemy might come and put the flag on the floor, which means it's a sign of your defeatness. So what should we do? You say, don't let the flag bend. Don't let it down. So what should you do? Tells you what you do. What do you do? Imam Ali alayhi salam, he said instead, he said, وَلَا تَجْعَلُوهَا إِلَّا بِأَيْدِي شُجَعَانِكُمْ. Do not give the banner to anybody except those who are the strongest one of you. The banner and the flag must be carried by someone who is the strongest person. Why? Because the flag is one of the signs of the power, right? So if you give to the weaker person and he got killed, the flag is fall. Then that means you're defeated. But if the flag is given to the strongest person, he will always maintain the flag, and it's going to be very hard for the enemies to get to it because he's a strong person. And that is why you see Imam Hussein alayhi salam, on the day of Ashura, he gave the banner to Abu al-Fadl Abbas. Because he was known to be the strongest man after Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And the Prophet also, always when they go to the battlefield, he always makes Imam Ali to carry the banner. Because he was the strongest person. Because for you to be able to get to the flag, you have to get to him first. Right? So, and as strong as he is, you cannot get to the flag because he will not let you get to the flag, because that's why he's the strongest person. Imam Ali alayhi salam tells us, in the techniques of war, when you go to the battlefield, make sure that the flag is given to the strongest person. فَلَا تَجْعَلُوهَا إِلَّا بِأَيْدِي شُجَعَانِكُمْ. The strongest person among your group, Imam Ali says. And not only that, Imam Ali says, وَالْمَانِعِينَ الدَّمَارِ مِنْكُمْ. And he said, not only that, he said, do not give it to anyone except the brave, and defend the honor of yours. Give the flag to those who always want to give the honor to your group and your crowd. That is the lesson that Imam Ali is given. That in the battlefield, don't give the flag to somebody who might sell you off, or might let you get down, or might help to put you down. So what you do, always look the strongest one and have him carry the flag. This is the teaching of Imam Ali alayhi salam. This is the teaching coming from the man who is well experienced, has done that, and has been there, and he knows what he's talking about. That if you are to follow these teachings, definitely you will be victorious in front of your enemies. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to be victorious in front of our enemies. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraj. Yes, please.
Regarding the natural order.
Yes.
Let's start from sisters first.
Maybe we'll come back to you, inshallah. Yes. Number one, about the tree, see the Imam alayhi salam, because there's two narration, one from the Prophet, one from Imam Ali also, in terms of some of the lessons on the war. The word that the Prophet mentioned, وَلَا تَقْتَعُ شَجَرًا. A shajara in Arabic means tree. Because what they used to do back in those days, they used to cut trees for no reason, as part of to put some kind of weakness on the enemies for no reason. They just cut the trees. So Imam and the Prophet tells us that no, that's not the way to go. which is to go cut the tree for no reason. Why? Number one, back in those days, some of the trees are used for medications. So the Prophet and the Imam was telling them, don't just cut tree just because they're tree, because you don't know what kind of tree you're cutting. Some of them might tend to be beneficial for you, because in the battlefield, sometimes when somebody gets injured, they use some of the tree leaves to get the water into the injuries, and it helps to heal so easy, so fast. So the Prophet was telling them, don't cut those trees. That's one. Number two, some of the trees also can be a shade for you too, can be a source of help for you. But if you cut them, you are not helping yourself. That is two. Number three, those trees also are servant of Allah. They do dhikr too. If you are to cut them, it should be for a reason. And Quran mentioned, ما قطعتم من لينة أو تركتموها قائمة على أصولها فبإذن الله. ما قطع من لينة. And lina in Arabic means tree. Alright? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, whatever the tree you cut, or you leave it as it is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, there is a reason for it. Alright? So their narration said that is tree. But it could be also, in other words, meaning something else, which is called and meaning, deep meaning. It can be other things as well. But according to some of the narration that we have, it's referring to the trees. But looking at the lineage, this is something that we heard from Imam Ali alayhi salam. He was the only one who doesn't hit someone unless he looks in the lineage of the person and see if there is a Muslim who might be born years afterwards, then he injures the person and leave them to survive. So that Muslim get to be born later on in life. But if he looks in the person and sees that, no, this person doesn't have any Muslim lineage, then he kills the person. That is what Imam Ali alayhi salam used to do. And this was just for Imam Ali alayhi salam.
Nobody else can see the lineage ahead. So the Sharif, you might remember.
Yes.
The lightly equipped being behind the heavily armored and equipped. And you're advancing, and the enemy falls, and equipment is made available
Yes.
for the lightly equipped and armored
Right.
to pick up, and they become more, and so it progresses.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And then as far as the banner, certainly the stronger carries, but there would always be a body vying at the ready to pick it up.
Right. If something happened.
Advance it, to always, to never let it hit the ground
Correct.
or stay on the ground or allow the enemy to take the advantage
Right.
and run away with it.
That's right. Absolutely. That's one of the techniques. Yes. Alhamdulillah.
I got a question.
Yes, please.
In the beginning, we were talking about the rules of engagement. A lot of military stuff, we don't do that style anymore. And it's, you have people far off that have nuclear weapons. First of all, what happens with to the people who wrongfully put a zob on people, like one country, one particular person, or a small group of people have the ability to nuke? Because in the past, in world history, we destroyed each other by nuclear weapons before.
Right.
So, how does this play out? How does that? What happens to those people that do that? And then at what point, how do you? Because if you don't have any nuclear weapon and they have a nuclear weapon, it's going to be a one-sided fight.
Right. Now, first of all, those kind of things are haram to begin with. You know, any equipment that can heavily destroy humanity is absolutely haram in Islam.
Okay.
And a Muslim does not allow for a person to have those kind of equipment which can kill so many innocent people. See, killing one innocent person is not even allowed in Islam.
Sure.
And that is why you see, even like we mentioned, the Prophet says, do not kill an elderly person because it's innocent person. Or do not kill a baby, or do not kill a woman unless who happen to be in the battlefield fighting. That's different. But women who came with their husbands or with their families just because they have to come and support them, you're not supposed to kill them. So these are all means and ways to protect lives.
Sure.
So any ammunitions or bombs that is going to kill that large crowd is haram in Islam. Now, here's the thing. Because this is haram, Islam doesn't allow us to do that. Alright? But they said, if it is the only way to have as a self-defense, then that is okay.
Okay.
Alright? Because in Islam, there is something we call self-defense.
Sure.
Like, for example, give an example. Learning to become magician is haram in Islam. It's one of the things that Islam doesn't allow you. If I'm going to go to the class, learn to become magician. Islam says no, it's haram. But let's assume you live in the city of magicians. Everybody is magician in that city. And if you don't have it, you're going to get harmed by the magic. What do? Here they said, then you are allowed to learn to have magic, but just for ahsan, for just self-defense, not to go attack others. Right? So in a person living in a country that we live in, the world that we live in today, if I am to go and have this kind of nuclear weapons for the intention of going attack innocent people or country who disagree with, that is absolutely haram. But if I'm going to have it as a self-defense, right, then absolutely Islam allows you to do that. Yes.
So what happens?
Now,
Let me finish. What happens when to the people that
Yes.
that you know you've got Bush who just says you got weapons of mass destruction and just wipes out 500,000 people.
you're using the wrong example. The example of the Zionists and what he is capable of inflicting on the people of Gaza and Palestine,
That too.
who basically have and will never, ever, 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 ever have more than a slingshot.
Sure.
That's the type analogy. But they, inshallah, are gonna win.
Inshallah. Now, in that situation, our scholars, they don't allow using those mass distractions, weapons. That's absolutely not. All right. But what they say, if somebody, you can have it in terms of just to scare the enemies, that we got it too. But using it on in the people, innocent killing mass people, that is absolutely not allowed.
And that is the position of Iran right now.
No, that's not allowed. Because,
But that's not what my question.
Yeah.
My question is: is there some explanation of what happens to the people that used it and injured all these innocent people? That's my question.
of course, those people are considered murderers in Islam. Those people are considered sinners in Islam. Right? Because in Islam, when you fight the people who are armed, people who are there to fight. Right? But you don't go and kill innocent people who are staying in their house. Maybe some of them are not even in agreement with what is happening. But then I go and wipe them off because I have those weapons. No, that is absolutely, it's not accepted in Islam. And people who do that, they consider murders and they consider sinners as well.
Big murder,
Yes.
because in Japan, it happens several generations later on, continue to be affected.
Of course, can I ask?
That's right. Yes. Yes.
I was listening, excuse me, we were saying that how Prophet ﷺ gave instructions to the army how to fight, and how Imam Ali ﷺ gave instructions how to fight. But I see one thing, the situation of Imam Ali ﷺ was far more difficult than Prophet ﷺ, because Prophet was telling his army to fight the non-Muslims, whereas Imam Ali was stuck in a situation where he had to encourage his people to fight other Muslims.
Right. The thing is, in Islam, when Imam takes one side, right, the other side cannot be considered Muslim anymore. You see my point?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the other side says. Even they carry the Quran, they say whatever they want to say. If Imam is one side, and I'm here to fight Imam, because it's impossible for this person to be Muslim and Imam is Muslim at the same time. No. So when this Imam is on this side and these people are still on the other side to fight Imam, they are not longer called Muslim anymore. Because the Imam is the sign of Islam. If you are with him, you're Muslim. If you are against him, then you're not a Muslim at that point. Right? But the difference is that the companions of Imams, they couldn't comprehend that. They couldn't comprehend that. In their mind, why should we fight them? They're Muslims anyway. And they don't understand that Islam is not about me praying and fasting. No. And Imam and Islam, more important is what? The leadership and wilayah. That Yawm al-Qiyamah, I pray, I fast, but I'm not obedient to the Prophet. That salat is nothing. And Allah said to us, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. If you love Allah, how do you translate the love for Allah? Salat? No. Fasting? No. Allah said, your obedience to the Prophet. When you obey the Prophet, that explains to me your love for me. So if a person becomes enemy of Imam, doesn't matter his salat. Even we have hadith, like Imam al-Khumaini mentioned in one of his books, Arba'un Hadith. In that book, he talks about some of these hadith about the wilayah. وَلَوْ أَنَّ عَبْدًا أَتَى بِالصَّالِحَاتِ غَدًا وَصَلَّى مَا صَلَّى وَقَامَ مَا قَامَ قَوَّامًا وَصَامَ مَا صَامَ صَوَّامًا. A person, he prays until he got to the point where he got called Qawwaman. Qawwam is a person who continuously standing in prayer. Sawaman, a person who fasts so much and goes to Hajj and gives sadaqah, but comes failed to have wilayah with him or her. He says that fast and salat is useless. It's nothing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So those people who come to Allah, they come Yawm al-Qiyamah, or the people of Imam Ali that we're speaking about, they fail to understand that. They think, oh, Allahu Akbar is the salat. No. Oh, the munafiqun used to do that too. But Allah tell about them, إِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ فِي الدَّرْكِ الْأَسْفَلِ مِنَ النَّارِ. Allah said they're going to hellfire. Right? We have the Quran tells you in Surah Al-Ma'un, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. Allah said, woe unto those who pray. They're praying, but Allah said, woe unto them. So the salat is not the key. The fasting is not the key. The connection with Allah is the key. Right? Now you look about the riyah, somebody who prays, but they do it for the sake of show off. They did the salat, but Allah said that salat is mean nothing. Right? So the problem with the Imam Ali, what Imam Ali faced was what? The companions of they failed to understand this concept. That if the Imam is one side, never mind about the other side anymore. Because this side is what matters. If he's here, that side is nothing. Even if they call Allah, even if they carry Quran, right? So the challenge of Imam Ali alayhi salam was that his companions were not able to see that. They are not able to understand that. So some of them were challenging Imam. Why should we fight them? Look at them. They're Muslim. They're carrying Quran. And Imam Ali alayhi salam have to convince them, no. Don't understand Islam by the look. Understand Islam by knowing who is the true leader and the guide to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.